recording.
As chairman of the Town of Pierson Planning and Zoning Commission, I call this meeting to order on February 24th, 2026 at 6 p.m. At this time, I will ask our town clerk, Yvonne, to have a roll call.
Yes, sir. Chairman Paul Martell,
Yes.
Commissioner Jonathan Vickers,
Here.
and Pastor Max Tice,
And I'm here.
and Town Planner Mark Reck.
Here.
There we go.
Okay. At this time, we will ask Commissioner Max to have invocation, please.
Yeah, sure. Let's pray together. Father, we thank you for the opportunity to make a difference. And we just ask for wisdom, help, guidance to make good choices, decisions. And, we thank you for that. We ask you to bless our town. We ask you to bless the businesses, the schools, the churches, the people. And let it be a good place to live. Let it be fruitful. And we thank you for that. Amen.
Amen. Will you please rise, face the flag of our country, and recite in unison. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. We will commence with the approval of the minutes of January 27th, 2026. Has the commissioners had the availability to read it and go over it?
We have.
Yes. So herein, I would entertain a motion that it be accepted as read.
I move that we accept the minutes as presented.
I second it.
All right. There's been a motion by Commissioner Max and seconded by Jonathan, Commissioner Jonathan. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. At this time, I will turn it over to Mark Correct.
All right. On your agenda this evening is a administrative proposal to amend the Land Development Code. This is an amendment that has been prepared in response to changes to the Florida statutes. Last year, Senate Bill 784 was passed, which requires cities and counties to administratively approve final plats. So we've developed this language which, amends our land development code, changing that process. So what you have in your packet is a staff report. That staff report explains basically what I just told you. There is additionally, the legislature has added some time frames in that statute, so we have to do several things. Primarily, though, we have to acknowledge within 7 business days of receipt of an application and indicate whether anything is missing. In addition, you have basically 4 months to approve a plat, from start to finish, approve or deny. You have to provide information to applicants about everything that is required for application. That's something that Pierson has done. Since we've been involved, we have been doing that, but many cities and counties obviously do not, and so the statutes amend a requirement. This is something that, the platting process is fairly technical. It all has to be reviewed and approved by a surveyor. So in the past, when the town has had plats, they've had to hire a local surveyor to review that. So given the technical nature of it, it seems, you know, I mean, I understand why the legislature has done this. Plotting process, as I said, is highly technical. And there have been instances where some local governments have denied plats that met all requirements. This has happened in Edgewater on a few occasions, and you know, has led to lawsuits. And you may have noticed that the legislature, as of the last several years, has been, I don't think it's controversial to say that they've been exceptionally developer friendly. And so this is, you know, one of, you know, those reforms. And so basically this process takes out the town council ultimately and you guys from the approval process, because it has to be done administratively.
Right.
You know, platting's fairly rare in Pierson. Most people, you know, try to avoid that. We've had a few. You know, just to sort of back up, platting is when you subdivide and you create basically 3 or more lots. You go to well, in Pierson it's more than 3. You go to a full plat, right? Because you can usually do it by you know, a simple replat. That has always been administrative in Pierson. The simple replats I approve, lot splits, you know, just compare it, you know, review the legal description, compare it to the, you know, zoning requirements. It doesn't require a surveyor to look at it. But once you're doing more than 3 lots, you have to go to a full plat. So, you know, basically there are 3 elements of the plat approval: the plat document, the survey of that plat, and the title opinion. All those get reviewed by the surveyor and the town attorney. I think in the 10 years that I've been involved, we've done 2 full plats. Both of them were associated with Lombardi Farms. We've done, everything else has been, you know, replats of existing property.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have in front of you is the ordinance. So we're looking at 2026-03, and this shows the changes to the land development code that are necessary. We added the time frames and you know, amended the approval process. So I'm looking at this document here, which is the highlighted ordinance. So you can see the struck through language and the new language, which is underlined. So what we've indicated here, anytime a minor or major development includes a subdivision of land, process in the land development code talks about major and minor. They're really not, you know, any particular differences in process between major and minor in the Pierson Land Development Code. Major development does have some different notice requirements to adjoining property owners, but the process is the same. Usually minor or major developments go to the planning board and city commission, and so this changes that for the subdivision of land. So you see here language when those major or minor developments include a subdivision, it is the development regulation administrator that approves the final development order for those construction plans and approves the final plat. So that the development review administrator is your town clerk. she'll be the official who will put her stamp on it, but it'll get reviewed and approved by myself, the town attorney, the surveyor, so the town clerk will have a lot of, documentation that it meets the land development code before approving it. You can also see in here where we've added the language about the 7 days of receipt and letting the applicant know whether the application is complete. And added references to the portions of the Florida statute that identify the requirements. And we've added language that talks about what that administrative approval process will look like and who will look at it. And C, we've made some changes. A lot of this is just sort of cleanup, talking about the technical and legal reviews that must be done. And indicating what the type of reviews are. So there's an engineering and infrastructure review to making sure that it's consistent with those portions of the land development code that set forth the requirements for utilities and roads. There's a legal review relating to the titles, the deed restrictions, the covenants and restrictions, and then there's the survey review. Striking out the town council approval and replacing that with language about the development regulation administrator approving the plat. And that's what these amendments are all about. This isn't certainly anything that we would have brought forward, but for changes to the legislative process. So. Any questions?
So, this, basically what's happening here, we have to confirm with this on this SB 784.
Yeah, this is mainly clean up our code. We could leave our code exactly the way it is. We'd still have to follow the state law.
That's correct.
Right,
So this is just following it, everybody's happy, win, win, win.
correct.
Right. Okay. To me, I think it's a good idea, not knowing everything in the world, but it seems to me they're just trying to move anything that's going on, as long as it's confirmation.
Yeah, so you guys will still, in terms of what your power, you still get to decide through zoning and land use decisions what goes where. But once you've made a decision that something's gonna be zoned for single-family homes, for example, and the lot sizes are gonna, be according to the particular zoning category, whether it's A1, where they're 5 units an acre, or whether it's R1 and it's, half units an acre, this planning process will set forth the lots, sizes, and the roads per the land development code. So, where your control as the planning board and ultimately the town council is in deciding what those regulations are going to be.
Okay.
So.
Councilman, are there any questions that you have to Mark?
I do not.
I do. Who are the participants in the administrative decision again?
Well, ultimately, the final person who's responsible for making that decision is the development review administrator. If you look in the land on the code, it says that is the town clerk. It's the highest, administrative person employed by the town. But the town attorney is Scott Simpson. As you know, I'm the town planner. Usually the engineer is usually an engineer in our office. It's usually done under the name of Luke. In our office, he's our director of engineering, so that's who has reviewed site plans and engineer, and the plats we've had. And the surveyor is whoever the town hires. It has, recently, it has been Atlantic Drafting and Surveying, so that is Jay Woolridge. Now, it doesn't have to be that every time in theory, you could pick somebody different every single time. And for example, if somebody were to hire Jay to, review the plat, we would have to go then, we'd probably find somebody, like Larry Eford. Usually what has happened when we deal with surveying and lot splits and all that stuff, it's always, it's usually Blackwell or Eford that are getting hired by people here in town. But we've had a few people who've hired Atlantic Draft to do small lot splits and that sort of stuff. So, but in theory, the surveyor, and this is why this is challenging. You have to say whether in 7 days it's going to be complete, and you have to review it within 120 days. I think we're probably going to recommend to the town council is that they pick a surveyor or two surveyors and put them on continuing service, because right now, it'd be hard to do that because we got to tell the person, what it is that we want done. Usually what they say to me, like Atlantic Drafting Service says, send me the plat, I'll take a look at it. I'm not gonna review it, but send it to me, I'm gonna take a look at it, I'm gonna tell you how much we're gonna, charge you. We look at that price, if it's exorbitant, we'll get another price. But if not, we then take it to the town council. That's usually, depending on how the meeting, it's usually a month goes by just hiring the surveyor. So that is going to be challenging in the future to get everything done within 120 days if we don't have somebody under contract permanently. We don't. We've always done it per plat, per review. Like I said, there's only been a couple in 10 years, but it's definitely taken a month to get the person hired.
So if I may ask, being stupid, what you're saying, if in fact you suggest to the town council to have these two surveyors on hand, so to speak, not getting paid until we need it, it's to make it smoother and faster for everybody.
Right.
Max?
Does the legislative statute, does it mandate the language to eliminate public hearing?
Yeah, when you're saying you're approving it administratively, that means without public hearing, yes.
Okay, I'm a little bit nervous about that.
Yeah, I don't think this is anything that, we would have recommended.
Yeah.
It is risky approving plats at a public hearing, just because, as I said, what's happened in Edgewater, on a few occasions, a lot of people show up and say, they're against it. So there is some risk associated with that, and obviously this has happened in other communities. That's why the legislature has done this.
Okay. But I mean, I don't have it here in front of me, so, but it actually states that.
Yeah, I'm not.
All right. I'm with you. I'm with you. I see why they did it.
I mean, it brought up another question, like, I know they're trying to streamline stuff to get stuff through, but now, like you said, what kind of control do we have at this point? We lost control.
Your control is basically deciding what's allowed to go where. Now, I know a lot of those decisions have already been made, there's a zoning map, so a lot of those decisions have been made, but in theory, you guys have the ability to decide, we don't really like the last couple of developments that have been approved, let's change the rules.
So there's your checks and balance.
Yeah,
In other
yeah.
words, one could slide through, hypothetically.
One could be approved and we could decide we
Right.
don't like the results.
The end result, right.
Right.
So
I
as
don't
you
see
stated,
council approving this at all.
excuse me?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have much choice.
Even if you say it to them that way, I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Third question, it explains the process for recording. Is there a step where it'll be placed in minutes somewhere will it go to a town council meeting where that is, you have a recording of it there in town documents? In public that way?
Not technically, I
I
mean,
mean, I think the people need to know, is all I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this will never be brought before a
Yeah.
town council meeting?
This ordinance will,
The
but
ordinance.
the flats will.
But, yeah.
The plaques are a separate entity
No public
as
hearing.
opposed to this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's what it means to approve something
Oh, no.
administratively, right? That is what they're trying to avoid,
Right.
avoid
Yeah, I
the public
understand.
hearing process.
I agree on both sides, but
Yeah.
there's no, I don't see the checks and balance is working
Yeah.
out to our favor. But, I mean, I do understand what the state's trying to do, I agree with that part, but then there's no input at all when it comes to the public
Yeah.
hearings.
Well,
I mean, that's just my concern.
there's no hurry to do this. If you guys wanna table this, I'll go back to the attorney and we'll go look through the statute and see if we can come up with something that will give you guys a little bit more input. If not, we'll come back with this.
Mark?
I mean, I'm not in any hurry, I'm not.
No,
I don't want-
we understand that. We
Yeah.
understand it. But I fully concur with Max and Jonathan on this. I'm a little apprehensive because
Okay.
it seems to be too much, no checks and balance per se. Even though we trust the DRA, that's not a question. But the point being, I think that would be a good thing, and I'm only suggesting, talking conversation. The commission will determine, but I think it'd be a good idea to go back with the town council, Simpson, and get a word or some kind of a checks and balance in this,
Yeah, okay.
the process.
May I?
Okay.
Please do.
I'm for it. My one caveat would be to at least this statement, be recorded in the minutes, that after it is recorded with the clerk of the court, that it be placed as an agenda item, just as a notice, in town council.
Yeah, so let me, like I said, let me, instead of passing it on with that, because I'd really like to talk to him about, what we can do and whether there's some flexibility in the language.
Jonathan,
I'm just listening.
You okay with that?
I'm listening to
Max?
that.
If he calls for the vote, I'm gonna vote for it, but I wanted that, I just wanted that on the record that,
Understand?
I think there needs to be some, in some written form that, that it's recorded for the public to know what's happened. Because the way I see it, there is none. It would be on the street, you'd hear it on the street.
Max? Anything else you wanna add to it?
No, I'm good.
You know,
Jonathan?
I do not right now.
Not right now.
But
Okay,
can we
that's-
include my last statement in the minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, it's there.
Yes, but I'm saying you guys don't have to take this to a vote. We could come back next month.
It's another option.
That's what I'm gonna ask.
That's
What,
up to him.
as chairman, I would ask the commissioners to table this, send it back to be reworded or restructured on the process of checks and balance. And I believe our town planner fully understands where we stand on this matter. So with that, do I have to have a vote on the table?
On the tabling you do.
Okay. As the chairman, I would consider a motion and a second by the commission to table this, SB SB 784, and to be sent back.
You're tabling the
Ordinance.
2026
Oh, that's right, yes, that's right. I'm tabling the 2026-03 ordinance and be sent back for reevaluation. As chairman, I would consider a motion.
Okay. Can I ask him a question
Please
before I
do.
make that motion?
Oh, absolutely.
How does that affect our timeline?
It doesn't, because this law, it's a law of the
Okay,
state.
Okay,
So this is a matter of just trying to make our rules conform
okay.
to what's
So-
already law.
We do.
So this is cleanup, because our current, if you
Okay.
look at our current plat,
Okay,
it tells, it's a process that is quote unquote illegal now.
so this is gonna happen no matter what.
Well, this is gonna happen no matter what, but the issue is, there's something specifically that I'm thinking of, that's why I said let's do this, because the language talks about the approval.
Yeah.
It has to be approved administratively.
Yeah.
That's what the state law says. So can we create a review process? First of all, it would be unusual for you guys to review and staff to approve. So that's why this process is kind of written to be all staff. But maybe there's some flexibility in there where at least it can go through a board and then get approved by staff. Let me talk to the attorney and see if that's a problem. Right, that seems like that would be, if it could come here.
If we were on a tight line, I just didn't want you to get pinched.
No, we're not in
Overweight.
no, because the legislature doesn't care whether we clean up our code or not.
Okay.
As
We're
long
gonna
as,
do it.
as long as we approve it the way they want it to be approved,
Yeah.
it's just now if you were to look up our rules, I'm the one who wants this done because I don't want somebody looking it up going, oh, well, this is how it's done, and then realize when they come and talk to me, no, we do it completely differently.
Yeah.
You actually
I
are looking
understand.
at the
Sure.
wrong thing, sorry, it's wrong on the line, we're doing it by state statute.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to.
understand
Yeah.
I understand that.
But there's, we're not in a hurry.
I move that we table ordinance 2026-03, final plat, until we hear back from our planner.
I second that.
Okay, I heard a motion and second, that we table 2026-03 until further information brought back to our commission. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very
All right.
much, Mark,
Okay.
we appreciate it.
Sure.
But the question I have after all that is, was that vague, or do you need more specific
No, I
instructions?
understand you guys want some mechanism where it's still coming somewhere to a body and, so people know what's going on.
I think all I'm saying is, I think it needs to be recorded somewhere other than the courthouse. It's somewhere.
In our
a
minutes is
town-
what you're saying.
In a town document.
Right, and so
That's
what
all I'm saying.
so instead of sort of creating some sort of special recording process, my brain is saying, let's take it to a meeting somehow,
Council,
and, you know,
yeah,
either here or council, and, you know, if it goes to a meeting, that gets it of the record, if people wanna show up, you know.
Yeah, and I understand that, I get that.
Because that's just kind of the way we do, you know, I don't wanna create something new, I want it to be a process that already happened, you know what I'm saying?
sure.
So it's natural, cause otherwise, it'll,
Alright.
it
But
won't,
at-
it
at
won't
the-
get
but
followed.
At the same time, Mark, you know, people don't wanna not know what's happening and then get blindsided.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's one of these difficult things where it's like they're, you know, I mean, it's your damned if you do, damned if you don't, because we're gonna have plenty of people go like, hey, we're talking about this thing. You could be against it, it doesn't matter. You know, all you're doing is being, you know, it's just, it's a weird situation.
It's very weird. Is there any other, business to be brought before this commission meeting?
Just a quick
Hearing
question.
none,
Just
see,
a quick question.
yes, please.
How did the, boats and recreational vehicles do?
So it's gone to town, council, it's approved on first reading, and is coming up for second reading.
Yeah.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
it's in the paper right now.
okay.
all right, very good.
So hearing none, seeing none, I now convene the planning commission closed at
Alright.
6:30.
All right.